sundries. Look who's here.
Hi.
I brought a friend. And my name is Lauren. You can find me on Instagram at LaurenUpStitching. This is Devynn. You can't find her anywhere because she's taking a break.
Yeah, my Instagram's like dead.
Yes. But she's my friend, and she used to be a co-host here, and I dragged her back because she did an insane project, and we have to talk about it because, girl. And so we're doing a little year-end wrap, year 2025 goals, nonsense, just having fun. This is a podcast about stitching, cross-stitching, and stitchy goodness, and yeah, we're just gonna have fun and hang out, and whatever comes out of this is just gonna be what you get. I'm really sorry, but
I think
we'll have fun. So
yeah, we will have fun. Yeah.
All right. In 2024, I finished. My stats are way over there, and I don't feel like reaching.
Oh, man,
I think I finished 31. I'm gonna reach. Daggone it. 31 projects because I did a lot of smalls.
31 finishes?
31 finishes. Not fully finished, but 31 finishes.
Who cares about fully finished? 31 finishes.
I know.
That's huge.
Most of 13 of that was the cryptid monthly thing, but I was pretty impressed with that.
Wow.
However, I pretty much only started like one or two a month. And somebody in my life started something crazy. What did you start, Devynn?
So first of all, I think we should highlight that I didn't start this at the beginning of 2024.
That's all right.
In May of 2024.
You made decisions in May.
I made decisions. I decided that, holy cow, I'm turning 35 this year. And I just started looking for inspiration of like cross-stitchy ways to celebrate birthdays. And I saw somebody did 35 for 35. And in May, I was like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Let's do it. Let's go for it. I didn't have a ton of rules for it, but I just put a bunch of projects in a list. I had 35 in a list, and I put them in a jar. And every month I would draw 5 or 6 out, and I would start. So there are 35 new starts or starting on a new part of an existing whip.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So 35 new projects started as of May. And you were like, I have to pull 5 each month to get this done. How far did you get?
I got to 27.
27. All right.
But we have a technicality.
That
Lauren says is up for discussion.
Okay. I think we're going to talk about it. But I want you to remember the time in our life when we thought having 5 projects, we were so overwhelmed by 5. When we first started this, and we're like
watching people who would have like 30 or 50 or whatever projects.
Oh my god, she had 10 whips. That's and they're big projects. Crazy.
I remember looking at how many whips Lauren used to have and just being like, I have like 3 and I can't see myself going above 10.
Yeah. And then now luckily we're still in the realm where the people who bring out the 200 whips projects do still feel insane.
Because at that point I feel like it feels unattainable.
Yeah, you feel like you're never going to get that.
One of the things I tried to do for the 35 for 35 was I tried to pick small, medium projects.
Yeah. So not any like 12-page full coverage?
No full coverage. I don't have a single full coverage in there. And I think like some of my bigger projects don't go above 20,000 stitches.
That's pretty good. That's probably what
most of them don't go above 10.
Yeah, 10 is like my comfort zone. 10,000 stitches is like, oh, you're gonna have a decent sized project when you're done, and that's like my comfort like zone. Anything bigger than that, I'm like, ooh, that's big and chunky.
And I do have paper projects that I don't know stitch counts on. So.
Oh, because they're just from magazines.
Yeah, because I haven't given everything to you.
Yeah, you need to give it to me to put plug, because that's my turn my brain off time at work. My boss is very. I
just suffer through the papers.
Oh, I can't. So we're gonna do a bit of a whip parade of 27 projects, and then we're gonna talk about the first one because the first one I feel is controversial.
So are we skipping I have these old whips. You told me to bring everything.
I did tell you to bring everything.
So I have whips outside of the 35 or 30.
Do it all. Okay, we're going to do it all.
So we're starting in 2021?
We're starting in 2021. Give me your oldest whip.
My oldest whip, then, is...
And I'll show you my oldest whip. Okay. No, I didn't bring it.
My oldest whip is in the same bag as my newest whips. Because the oldest whip is almost finished. And I didn't take it out of the hoop because I'm a fool. Let me get it out of the hoop. Sorry.
While you fight, I'll do... What is my oldest whip that I'm working on currently?
Oh my god, my Q snap.
I don't even remember. Okay.
The struggle is real with this Q snap.
So my oldest whip is one you've seen for a while before. This is Reliquary by Night Spirit Studio. It's not my oldest whip, but it's the oldest whip I put work on this since I last was on here. Ooh. And my oldest whip is Greenhouse of Oddities, and it is a goal for 2025 to finish that. That is currently my oldest whip, and it is done. But this is Reliquary. I have worked on the butterfly, or the moth, and some of this.
Did you say who that was by? I forget.
Night Spirit Studios. It's turning out really good. I really love that.
My oldest whip.
I love these chickens.
So this is knitted chickens. I thought we could ship them at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So knitted chickens. And my oldest whip is so old, I don't remember who designed the pattern, but it's no longer available on Etsy.
Oh no, that's so sad.
Unfortunately, but this is when Lauren first introduced me to cross stitch. I found this pattern of four chickens, sitting on like a little orange. It's very orange. I thought it would be brown, but it calls for 741 log, and there's a lot of back stitching that goes into this afterwards, and I've done none of that. But I'm at 70% now. I made it to knitted chickens was 60% complete by the end of 2024. So I've put on 10% in January.
Damn, you're going to plow through that in January. So you just have this one chicken left?
I have one green chicken left, and they're each knitting something. So this is like a little square. This one is a little square. This one looks like a little sock.
Super cute.
And the back stitch is all black, and it'll make things pop out a little better.
Was that in a magazine?
Nope. This is an Etsy pattern.
But it's not out there anymore.
It was not out there. I've tried to look for it. The only thing I haven't done and I need to do is go back through our old podcasts.
Oh, I could do that, yeah.
Check to see if it's in there.
I'll check and see if it's in there, and I'll put it on the screen somewhere.
Yeah. But it is my oldest whip. I started it in 2021. And I had to restart it in 2023. I think I started at the very end because I spilled coffee on the old one.
Oh, no.
Ruined it. And I was really struggling with the pattern because it was not Pattern Keeper compatible.
Oh, that's right.
And then my friend, Lauren, put it in
I was like, I remember doing that.
Yeah.
But why was I doing that if it was an Etsy pattern? But also 2021 is slightly pre-Pattern Keeper being like the gold standard. Yeah. Like people didn't necessarily make patterns that would do that. So that's awesome that you're going to get that finished.
I do, and it is a goal to finish this in January of 2025.
Do it.
I am hustling to get this one done. So I'm gonna make a pile on the floor. That's what will happen.
Pitch it over there.
Yeah.
So we've got 27, so we've got we've got more than 27.
Yeah, we have more than 27. So this bag is where I put all the Q-snap. Don't mind the clanking. I'm just dropping things. Sorry for the extra noise, Lauren.
I don't care.
And I also picked the loudest bag.
This is the day we live.
Okay. This is not in order. I told you I tried to be organized. I did not tell you I succeeded. So the next project is the other 2021 project of my life. This is the magazine pattern that she was thinking about. This is, I don't even know the name of the pattern. I'm so bad. In all of my notes, it's called UK Love. because I think the pattern might just be called Love, or it might be Love Is, and it's in a UK magazine that the cover fell off of. So I will have to look through old notes.
Let me look here. It's not called like Love Letter, because isn't it like male themed?
It is male themed. It is a Valentine's Day pattern.
It's super cute.
And I bought it in a UK magazine in 2021. I have the magazine. It might be in there, but I also threw it really far away.
Is this one you started for your wedding?
I did start that for my wedding, and this is the only thing for my wedding that I started and did not finish.
Oh.
I do intend to finish this, and I'm going to put it as a flat fold. I just think it'll look like kind of cute. And I have a lot of washing to do because it has gotten very dingy from hands and stuff.
From 3 years.
I have not been careful. There's like a stain on the fabric. It's fine.
It's fine. It's not even good. That's outside the range of the border.
It is outside the range. So anyway,
anything on the outside, who cares?
It'll be a flat fold, and it's gonna go upstairs in my craft room. So most of these I have plans for.
Super cute. You threw everything a little too
far
far
away.
away.
The bag leaned away from me. So I'm just gonna pull all these out. The other bag is in much better shape. What else do I got?
All right, I'll do one. Because you're onto your 2022s.
Yes.
So she has a book here with a very nice list. So she was somewhat organized. So my next whip is that I put stitches on. I didn't bring all my whips. Because honestly, I think I'm down to 8.
Well,
and
this is all my whips that I've stitched on. I've stitched on all of these. Except for maybe UK Love in 2024. Because I did, in January, I did 1 hour on every whip. So in January of 2024, I stitched on all my whips.
That is so cool. That is a neat thing to do. I'm trying to look here because the one I really have not worked on hardly at all is Greenhouse of Oddities. And did I work on it at all in 2024? I did. I worked on it for like 4 days. 2024. Anyway, this is Hocus Pocus by the Prairie Schooler.
Hey, we both have spooky themes.
We both have spooky themes. And I got this little witch done, and I got most of this one done before I ran out of floss.
Oh.
So I got to order some of this brown floss. Because I thought I could get that whole card done. Because each of these cards don't need to match necessarily. So I was just
they're going to be like little ornaments? Or?
I'm going to finish them as a little like cards on like a string to go around my cubicle.
Oh, that'll be cute.
It will be cute. I was originally going to finish them as little like, what are they called? When people get like a basket and they're full of little
tchotchkes?
Yeah, it's like, what do they call them?
Easter baskets.
Something like that. And I was going to do it like that. But then somebody was like, your cubicle's looking really bare for Halloween.
How is that possible?
And it was looking really bare for Halloween. So I was like, okay, we need to get some stitching done. So I'm going to put them up there. So that's mine.
That's cute.
Super cute. He's coming along. What do you got?
I have Serena Sprout. This is by Autumn Lane.
Oh, she's so pretty.
I started her in 2022. And in 2024, I know I put more green on this, and I worked on her hat. I did not work on her very much, though.
Yeah,
in 2024.
I love that fabric that you picked.
This is a 28 count jobelan unknown from Four Seasons Stitchery. She's really weird about the labels.
She is weird about the labels.
So I don't.
I have definitely bought stuff that has an old label from that was in the slot previously and just never got updated.
Right. Or like when you buy it, you don't get a little piece of label with what you've bought.
Yeah, you better remember that, sucker.
Right. So then, so this one is also part of 35 for 35. So how should I handle this? Do I show it now or do I hold it? I hold it. I feel like I hold it.
I feel like you hold it.
Okay. So we're skipping one. Technically started in 2022, but it was worked on the most in 2024 as part of the 35. So moving on to this is which one is it? It is A Day in the Wind, and I don't know how to say that.
Oh,
French, Italian,
Cuore e Batticuore?
A Day in the Wind. A Valentine's Day in the Wind. Or something like that. I think it's A Day in the Wind. But it's got 2 little people on it, and it spells out the word love, every letter is a balloon. And I'm currently working on a cake. This is the area that I stitched in 2024. And it's got a little cake topper with a heart. And I'm just plugging away.
Is Valentine's Day like one of your favorite holidays to stitch?
I love pink. Valentine's Day has a lot of pink stuff. So, I don't know where that came from, but I do love pink. And so I tend to have a lot of, I also love Halloween. So I have a lot of pink, and then I have a lot of like Halloween-y, spoopy stitches.
Yeah. I think it's the Witchy Stitcher. I'll put it up. It has a Halloween, and it's a spooky snowman, I think, with a Valentine's Day theme. Super cute. I have it from something.
I'm gonna have to see.
I have it from some stash buy.
This one I can
we looked at my stash, and I was a little like, whoa, this obviously I need to get stitching, right? To get through some of this stash.
Yeah. Yeah, you have a stash.
Oh, this one's so pretty.
I'm not quite there with stash. Okay. So this is Mirabilia, Botanical Gardens. And I have very little done. But she's getting a face.
And she's a neck.
She has a neck and a start of a flower. And she's getting a chin. And I think I've worked on the chin this year. So I haven't put very many stitches in this. Had a really bad day in December where all the work I put on her, I had frog. And it was a very sad day. Miserable. Also, paper pattern, and I'm struggling. And Lauren has said, if I leave that pattern with her, she will eventually put it in pattern.
I will put it into pattern keeper for you.
So
I love that fabric. That glittery fabric is so pretty.
Oh, I do know the details of this fabric. This is 32 count. Picture this plus. And it's reading white on here, but it is a blush pink.
Yeah, it's very light.
And I think it's called Bashful. 32 count. This is one of my, I have two 32 count pieces. And this is one, and then the Valentine's Day one that I just showed is 32.
And it's, I don't know if it's picking up on the camera, but it is opalescent and it's so pretty.
It is glittery. So I don't know if you can see. It's not.
Yeah.
But
you can't see, but I know.
It's very glittery. And it's not like the cryptids where the glitter washed out because it was printed on. This is in the fabric.
Yeah. Pictures plus those nice, very nice opals.
And some of my projects have pretty bags. And then some of them have a 2-gallon.
Look at this bag she sewed. It's so
I did
pretty.
make that bag.
It's so pretty.
And I made that bag this year. So does it count?
Yeah, everything counts.
I do not count sewing projects for the 35. Sorry for all the plastic noise. That is everything for prior to 35 for 35.
All right, well, I'll do my last
those are all
whip.
my old whips.
I'll do my last whip. So this is Welcome to Finance from, did I have this started? I think I did. Welcome to Finance from CrossStitchTraveler. I did 2 of these for Christmas gifts for my team at work. And then we hired a third person. And I did not start early enough to do 3 of these. So I was, and I felt so bad. Because we discussed like, hey, are we going to get a present for our boss? Yes, we discussed we're going to do that. And then our boss was like, hey, everybody in the office is getting a present for the like higher up managers. Do you want to go in? Do you feel like contributing? You don't have to, but if you feel like contributing. So we all like chipped in $20 or whatever for our higher manager. And never once did she and I discuss getting presents for each other. I come into work and there is a huge stocking absolutely stuffed full of stuff from her.
Oh no.
And I'm like, I didn't get you shit. I have a project coming for you. I promise. I am working on a third one of these things. But I didn't get you anything else.
I feel like handmade being late is okay.
Yeah. So she's like, we didn't talk about it. I'm so, like, don't worry about it. I'm like, so her birthday is in February. So I have to have this finished by February. Oh, and I'm going to, I'm doing really good on it too. So I changed it up a little bit because I wanted to fit in the same size hoop. And match the rest of the team. So I changed the colors, I think, on the flowers. And I had to smush the charts down a little bit. But it will say, welcome to finance where everyone counts.
Oh.
And so I'm going to have it finished for February, and then I'm going to give her, she and I have talked repeatedly about how like freaking exhausted we are after the holidays. And so I'm going to get her like a gift card for a pedicure. As
nice.
like birthday / Christmas, everything together. And yeah. Because she's also like a single mom and she needs to freaking relax and get some pampering.
Yeah.
So that's my whip update.
How nice of you to help her with all that pampering.
Because my 2025 goal, pamper myself more. Pamper myself more. Get more pedicures. Can that be a goal?
I think that's a good goal.
All right. So let's talk.
Okay.
About.
I feel judged.
No. I know it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Like I'm like, ooh. So like the next one that would be reasonable. That's like a weird thing to say. Would be me to do 40 for 40. But 40 seems insane.
Yeah. No. 40 finishes. You finished 31.
I finished 31. Yeah.
How hard did you push yourself to finish 31?
Not that hard, actually. Semi-hard.
When are you 40? In September? Are you 40 this year?
No, it's like 4 years away.
I was going to say, I didn't think you were that much older than me.
I think I'll be 37 this year.
So, 35 for 35, totally doable if you have foresight and plan ahead.
If you don't start in May.
If you don't start in May. It was a lot of pressure to do this and try to get it done. And I didn't, so the number is 27 of 35 is where I landed. But the first project is debatable.
Yes, this is, I find this, because you count this as one.
I did count this as one. So I technically started this in the beginning of whatever month she released it, which was before 35 for 35 came.
February? January, February?
So this is the Deadly Aquarium by Lola Crow.
And so pretty.
And I've been counting this for the whole time as one project. However, I have other projects that were stitch-alongs that I counted each part that I started for this 35 for 35. And this project I did not. But if I do count the parts, then I make the goal.
And I think you count the parts.
I think I should count the parts.
I think you should count the parts. I
don't know
believe
why
you're
I
counting this
didn't.
as one. Because for one thing, you only had like what, the frame?
I had the frame and the little chest down here with the eel coming out of it done.
Yeah.
Before 35 started.
Yeah.
And I kept up with the stitch along all the way through August. And then when this part came out, I fell behind. And then there's an alligator over here.
So you're like only like 2 or 3 parts behind, and then I'll be done.
I'm 2 parts plus backstitch on all of it.
The backstitching.
So 2 whole parts and all the backstitching.
This turned out beautifully. Like the colors in this, she does such nice stitch alongs.
And the little anglerfish
so
is going to have teeth. And I'm very excited for his teeth when I backstitch them.
Yes.
And the jellies get fancy tentacles.
So pretty.
Yeah.
So this would be how many parts then total?
Oh gosh, don't ask me to do math on the spot. She had 13 parts, so I guess I don't know if it's 2 or 3 that were out before.
So 10 or 11 parts.
10 or 11 parts
we're technically finished.
We're finished within the 35 for 35.
See, and 27, you made it. You made it, girl. I think you count it. One, because that's how it was released. It wasn't like you could work on more of it and have gotten, like right. You released a part and you were done that part. And that was a finish for that count. I think.
Was weekly releases.
Whew.
With a few breaks planned in, right?
Like a few catch-up breaks.
Isn't that how they did?
They usually, yeah.
I don't remember now. It's been so long. There's
So
been so many whips. And it's in a bag that I made. This is another bag that I made.
So I'm gonna say that you completed the challenge, girl.
This was my
under
first bag.
under duress, started in May, and then with the holidays and everything, you managed it.
So when we're done here, I will write out the parts and I'll tell you what the thing is, just to make sure we're honest.
That we honestly made it.
Yeah.
We We made it.
We made it.
She made it.
Okay. So the next one is this is started and finished in 2024, and I do not have very many of those. But this is Miracles Are Always There by Cute Patterns by Maria.
I love that finish.
And it's just on a 28 count that I had in stash. I got a big piece of this fabric, and I have stitched like 35 projects on. I have so many projects on this fabric. It's a Barely There blue and white, kind of cloudy look.
It's really pretty.
And I have no idea how many stitches were in this because this was a paper pattern that I did not... It was so small.
Yeah.
I was like, why waste the time putting that into Pattern Keeper?
I love Cute Patterns by Maria. I think she does such cute little things.
And then there's so much detail in this because if you look, not every stitch is X'd. Some of them are half stitches.
Mm-hmm.
So it creates a nice
that depth.
texture.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you can see that in camera.
Yeah, she does really.
But it's super cute and detailed for such a small piece. This goes in my bedroom.
It's very cute.
And I didn't just break it.
Thwap.
Okay. You gotta stretch
All right.
now.
Well, since you just did a finish, I'll do a finish. So, I finished and fully finished. Devynn showed up this morning. We were supposed to record earlier, and I was doing a finishing job. And I finished
like 2 hours ago.
And we have a deadline. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. So I finished Crane at Sunset. This was a embroidery kit that I bought, and I finished up in a hoop, and I had the idea that I wanted to try this like ink painting on like wet fabric, and I did that, and
So you did that this morning?
I did that last night.
Oh, okay.
Sarah washed it because it had like a little grungy spot from the hoop, and then the embroidery pattern that was like printed on the fabric. You have to wash it to wash that away. So Sarah washed it, and when it was wet, I was like, "Ooh, let me try this." And I started. Got okay.
Did you get
this
scared?
Is good. I thought this is good, but I could just stand a little bit of touch up. Thought I completely ruined it. Cried. Was called Sarah. Was like, "Oh no!" She's like, "I like it. It's fine." And then she had Missy over, so she was talking to Missy, and I was like, "Well, I mean, it looks fine, but I could totally improve it. I could totally fix the things I hate about it." I kept touching it until I finally was like, "Walk away. Please, God, walk away."
It looks so good,
It turned out really cool.
So where did you think you ruined it?
So like there's some spots, you can kind of see them, like up here you can really see one, where the, like the water, like hard stopped. Like, and it's not like a nice fade. And actually it's not picking up that well on camera. Like here's one, you can kind of see, here's one where it just like stopped. But actually it kind of looks cool. Kind of looks like a cloud.
It does look,
moving.
I mean,
so
I thought you stitched that on printed fabric at first.
Nice. You're good for my ego. And so I like the way this stitching kind of goes into the clouds too. So that worked out well.
That looks really nice.
So this is, Sarah instantly claimed it. I finished it with a bit of fabric I already had on the back. Sarah instantly claimed it. So this is hers and it's done. Done.
Nice.
So there's my finish. What are you doing?
So we are on number 3.
Number 3.
I have a picture. So this is Dandelion Wishes by Rosewood Manor. And mine looks better than the picture, I'm just saying.
It does. Yeah, it does.
Except for one area where I need to tighten up some back stitching that was loose. But this is... oh,
it might help if we have...
This is 28 count Lugana. Picture this plus. If I know the fabric, I'll say it. And I have 2 of the dandelions left. So this is one that is a goal to finish in 2025. I have some of the beading started, not all of it, but
yeah, there is beading in that, isn't there?
Oh yeah, it's fully, every dandelion has beads.
So I think yours is looking nicer just because the fabric that they chose has too much white in it.
And it takes away from the look.
It takes away from the...
Sorry, I was a little sassy when I said that.
Mine looks better.
Mine looks better because you can actually read it, I feel like, and see it.
It's super pretty.
But my dandelion has some wonky threads of... I did this back stitching in hand because I didn't have a hoop that was big enough to go around and not be on the beads and on stuff. Oh, yeah. I now have that. So I'm probably going to have to pick out, or I might just tug the strings tight in the back.
And tie them.
Yep.
Yeah.
If I can do it, I'll do it that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cute. And I had a lot of fun beading it. And I really like this. This will go in my kitchen whenever I'm done.
I like that. I like the saying on this. And because it's kind of hard to read on here, when you look at a field of dandelions, you can see 100 weeds or 1,000 wishes.
I love that. 1,000 wishes. I just got goose pimples. No, it doesn't fit in this bag. This is a bag that Lauren gave me. That's just fun.
This is fun.
Okay. On to number 4. We can show this together, Lauren.
Oh, yeah, we can.
Okay. So, obviously, Lauren's way ahead of me on this.
All right. So this was a finish for me in 2024, and I have it fully finished now. This is Tea Time. It is a Riola's kit.
I'll get there one day.
And yeah, I finished it. I just finished it in frame. Nothing crazy here. But it looks really, really good. And now it's ready for my summer wall in my kitchen.
Mine's still a whip. I started this one in June. Not allowed to talk about it because like it's all the called for.
Yeah.
Because you buy the kit.
You buy the kit.
I bought the kit of 1, 2, 3 stitch. But yeah, I had a lot of fun stitching this. I've stitched all of mine so far from the paper chart. Lauren did put it in Pattern Keeper, and she gave me the Pattern Keeper version. But
oh yeah,
I wasn't smart enough to figure out the thread colors.
Yeah, because when you convert it, you have to use DMC numbers. And of course, the Riola's kit, it's like, whoa, don't fall out. No, there's a hole.
Down.
There's a hole. They just number them like 8 and stuff like that. So
we're going to have to go through and code them all.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming you had to have done that at some point.
I did at some point, yeah.
I will need your codes.
I can do it.
Because
I can't, I'm terrible about working from paper patterns. Like, I've got a couple things that I'm like, nope, that's got to go in before I work on it.
When I stitch at... Sandy, don't listen to this. When I stitch at work... I'm at a desk, so I can put
a paper
pattern up on. What I usually do is I have a monitor that I pop it up on. If it's PDF or if it's a paper pattern, I have a little pop-up paper tray stand, and I
like a
book
book
there,
stand,
and then I stitch at a desk. But if I'm stitching on the couch, paper patterns are so much harder.
I can't keep straight, and maybe it's just because.
That one is harder. It has a lot more going on.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, and like also like I can't see that there's a stitch just off where I'm looking. You know what I mean? Just that one color. Like I like the like highlight and show me all the stitches that I'm in this color, so that I can't like be like, oh, I completely missed this glob over here, and I gotta get it back out and change color again.
Yeah,
because I have attention deficit / bad eyes. I don't know. All right, number 5.
This was Juneteenth. I started this no, not Juneteenth. Sorry. I don't know why I said that. I started this for Pride, not Juneteenth.
Different vibes, yes.
Yeah. So this is Move Forward in Love, or With Love by Modern Folk Embroidery.
Oh, I love them.
And this is on 14 count white aida. And I'm doing the rainbow version. I do have stats on some of these that aren't paper charts. So I put 921 stitches in, and I'm at 10% complete. And one of the goals that I had for most of the 35 for 35 was to put 500 stitches in every project that I touched.
Oh, okay. So if you're like for it to count as a start, you wanted 500 stitches.
Yeah, I have 2 projects where I didn't meet 500, but I did try heavily that they all, or if they were like an ornament, they had to be like finished.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I've had some ornaments where it's like 200 stitches.
So yeah.
Ornaments are nice. Ornaments feel good to finish.
This is not the next on the list. The next on the list is here. I think. A bag that I made with fabric from Joann's. And it's lined.
Joann's is going out of business, y'all. What are we gonna do?
I'm so sad about that.
What are we gonna do? They have that freaking, I don't know, 60 cents floss sale regularly.
I know. And Michael's does not go on sale as often. Okay. This one is Mice and Cocoa.
I just noticed you finished that cup. How much did you hate that cup?
I hated that cup so much. That cup is way too big. This could have been like, you could have cut that cup in half and it would have looked nice. And I don't know, I think it's 301 or 321. I think it's 321 Christmas Red.
Yeah, probably.
But this is Mice and Cocoa by Madame Chantilly. 28 count, unknown fabric. I put 3,269 stitches in it this year, 45% complete.
I know what fabric this is.
You do?
Because you bought it at Four Seasons.
I did.
It is blush cashel linen from... I don't have my book in front of me.
I do like a cashel linen.
Because I stitched on it because they had a lot of it in stock at one point and we bought a bunch of it. But yeah, that's so funny.
That is funny that you just like, I know this fabric.
Well, I remember stitching the Maryland one on it.
Oh, okay.
So it's like in my head that it was blush pink. And I don't stitch on a lot of pink, you know?
No, you don't. I stitch on a lot of pink fabrics.
Yeah.
But they're all blush or blushing or...
Everybody's got like blush or rose or...
Your viewers are going to hate all the plastic bag nonsense that I have going on. So sorry. Just don't listen to her podcast with headphones.
Well, I mean, honestly, I've gone to you and said, like, please, please, please sell me a project bag every once in a while. I can't imagine trying to get 27 whips in something. No. Like, no.
So, this one is You Are My Destiny by Witchy Stitcher. And I also started this one in June. This is a Back to the Future themed cross stitch. And Back to the Future is Jason's favorite movie. It was heavily implemented into our wedding. Almost our like wedding script, like the ceremony script was from Back to the Future.
I remember that, yeah.
And anyway, so I put 646 stitches in this one. It's 32% complete.
Oh, so it's not that big.
No, it's only 2,000 stitches. I'm
gonna be putting, if I can find them or if I can remember, I'm gonna try and put like what they are in front of them.
What they really,
yeah.
Yeah, because some of them I'm not far enough along to really see much. But this one I stitched as an anniversary piece for us.
So cute.
And so like in June, I will get it back out and I'll stitch on it for our anniversary. And I'll probably from that point on just try to get it finished.
Yeah. That's a cute way to do it. Have stuff tied to moments.
I also have another anniversary piece because for our anniversary, we went to Ellicott City and there's a stitching store down there. The Stitching Post?
Yeah, the Stitching Post in Ellicott. Yeah. Or, well, I guess they're not technically Ellicott.
They're close to Ellicott, but we always end up in Ellicott after going there.
It's like, that area is like very similar to, like technically the Village Sampler isn't in Charleston, it's in St. Albans. It's like, they all smush together.
Yeah.
Everything is smushed.
They all go.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's in the same town. It's close enough.
It's close enough.
This one is an anniversary piece. Jason wanted to get me a pattern and he was like, what pattern would be like really good that's like memorable? And I'd already started the Destiny one. So I had this one on my wish list and it's I Will Follow You Into the Dark by Prairie.
I love her stuff.
I love her. She only has a few patterns,
I know.
but they're
she
all
needs
so
to do
great.
More. They are.
And this one is one of the things that makes it super fancy is I am using fancy silk flosses.
Ooh.
Where did I put the bag? Cuore or something? I don't know.
I haven't heard of this.
They're on the tag. Colorworks.
Oh, Classic Colorworks.
They're Classic Colorworks, but they are spun silk.
Ooh.
So they are fancy. This is the only one I'll pull the thread pack out for. And I just eyeball matched to, I'm like, purples. It calls for purples for flowers. So I bought 5 shades of purple. I only needed 4. And I'm just swapping around. And so, like, this rose in this corner doesn't have the best detail on it like this one does.
Oh, that one's beautiful.
But, and I think there's another rose. There's a big chunk of rose over here in this corner here. There's a big chunk of rose. So... And there's a little bit of back stitching, but this one is, did I say how far it was? This one's 57% complete, and it is a goal of mine to finish in 2025.
Nice.
I promise I'm not saying that about every project.
That, right there, is another Prairie. I just realized I had it up.
The Bones one.
Yeah, I love Prairie. Yeah, she needs to do more stuff, girl. Make us more spooky patterns. Because they're all like romantic spooky or like uplifting spooky. Like she does.
My little
like
arms don't reach the bottom of the bag. We are getting there. I mean, there's parts that are coming up that will take up.
What are we on? 9?
We are on 9. Vintage Halloween.
I'm looking at the list when I'm looking down.
By Witchy Stitcher. And this is also Picture This Plus. This is Dusk.
Oh, I love that fabric.
I know. Okay, and the funny thing about this project is I didn't have any of the colors when I wanted to start this. I only had black. And so...
It's Witchy Stitcher. All you really need to start is
black.
I
started and I'm just like, I'll stitch as much black as I can stand, and it's covered in pet hair. But...
in this house?
I was just like, I'll stitch as much black. But I want to get a horse.
That horse is so cute.
So I'm 12% complete. 996 stitches. And
I'll put the picture up here, but look how good that's going to look with the teal and the orange and everything. Like, that is going to look amazing.
I did buy the colors. I have them now. I just haven't put them in. But they are kitted now. It is kitted.
Yeah.
So steps have been taken. But it is, I did that one. What I did for that one to get so much progress was I did a strand a day on that one. And then after I stitched one strand of black floss, I would then switch to the aquarium and work on my part for the day. And then if I finished putting enough, whatever I decided was enough progress, I would start a new start if I had to. So I kind of had this like routine lineup, and it was perfect in June.
It's so crazy to me how routine oriented you are in some ways, and how, you know me, I'm like rigid routine.
You are rigid routine.
And that routine would make me crazy. Like,
your routines would make me crazy. I feel like you have no choice sometimes.
I mean,
because choice overwhelms you.
Sometimes it does.
So then you need fewer choices.
I get decision paralysis. I really do.
And that can happen with me, especially with having this many whips. This one is I don't know which one this one is. I think it's We Still Go On. No.
Is it the little one?
No, this is the big one.
No.
It says As We Go On.
Yeah.
By D's 20 Stitches. I also bought this as part of Pride.
I love her stuff.
Type frame. This is 16 count Woodland Aida Picture This Plus. And any of my Picture This Plus I just got from 123 Stitch. I have 942 stitches in this, and it is 17% complete.
I love the monochrome green on green.
So this is a gift stitch. This is for my cousin, and I am really bad at gift stitches. I wish I was as good as you are. So this is, she moved into her very first apartment.
Aww.
And I was supposed to have this finished for her apartment. She has now moved into her second apartment. So I feel like I have a second chance. So this is a goal for 2025 as well.
Yeah.
And this is probably the project with the least amount of progress on it. That is a goal for 2025.
Gotcha.
So
the talking about gift stitching. So one of my goals next year. So my goal this year was to cut down on gift stitching because I felt really overwhelmed by gift stitching last year.
It is very well overwhelming, and it's a lot of pressure.
It is a lot of pressure. And so I only did 2 gift stitches for the whole year, and it was the 2 that I did for Christmas for my team at work.
Okay.
So that's all the gift stitching I did, and I finished it in time and blah, blah, blah. So my goal this year is to put gift stitching back in because I do enjoy it, but to be really reasonable about it.
I think that's important.
I can get overwhelmed where I want to do something for you. So I add 15 gift stitches and I'm not stitching anything for myself.
Yeah.
But like gift stitching oftentimes, like, it's not your style. Like, I am stitching something country cute, or I'm stitching something that's more traditional, and then I'm really feeling like I'm not getting my stitching in, you know? So allow it back in, but tempered with reason.
Yeah.
Tempered with reason.
I think that's really smart.
Yeah. So that is a goal for me for 2025. I'm just sprinkling stuff in as it comes up because...
I mean, I think that's what we do.
Yeah.
So, I do feel like I'm saying it a lot, but this is another goal for 2025.
Well, it's just, I mean, you started all these whips and now you get to work through it, right? You get to work on projects that you enjoy.
So this is a Halloween banner is what I call it. I don't know what it's actually called.
I think it's called Ingredients for Horrific Halloween.
Okay.
So
the top piece.
The top piece is the title.
So this is
I'm looking at mine, that's how I remember.
Part 1, 2, and 3, which the 3 is this ghost down here, which you can barely see. But each part was one of my projects for the 35. So this gets us up to 14 of them.
Okay, yeah.
So we're at 14.
And again, I think these totally...
And this one's fully finished in 24. And this one's fully finished. I believe I have all the back stitch done.
Yeah.
For Eye of Newt. The only thing I have to do is buttons.
Yeah.
And then the ghost. And funny story. I started this forever ago. And this is my bad stitching where I made this frame way too wide. And so at some point I will actually pick this out. Especially as I get closer and closer to it.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out if I would have to pick it out, and I think I do.
I think the fabric
is cut to size, so I don't think I could make it.
So we started this
together.
Not quite together. I think I started first, and then you started like right after, though.
But you were working on the top piece when I started.
Oh,
so
yeah,
you
yeah.
were still
so we were still very close.
In it. This is what I learned to cross stitch on almost.
Yeah, and
that is
from
Mario, I think.
And that was a monthly stitch along from Stony Creek.
Yes, it is Stony Creek.
And they have since done more of these, and none of them are as cute.
None of them are as good.
There's
one like where I would buy the individual pieces here and there because there's like a bat one that I like.
Yeah, like one of the things. And they do show you how to finish them as little
flat folds.
Flat folds. But I like
my hair involved in this now.
I'm telling you.
We're turning the page.
We're turning the page into the next.
Okay. So I have 2
era
that are not going to be pictured. One of them is on this page. I forgot to read about it. So when I showed the We Go On, or We Still Go On, I did its sister piece, We Go On, which is why I'm so confused here.
Yeah.
It's the little dragon with a little dragon skull with flowers coming out of it.
Yeah, I'll put the thing up.
If, I probably won't get a picture of the piece, but if I do, I'll send it to you. So maybe picture of the piece, but if not, picture of the pattern. And I stitched it, and it was 1,400 stitches. So.
Yeah, I was surprised when I think you brought it to Stitch and Bitch one time. And I was like, because I have that pattern. It's on my list as well to do. And the As We Go On is pretty decent sized. And then its little like sister piece is like that big. It's like really small. And I was like, oh, why haven't I done this? It's so little. I could just pop it in there.
1,400 stitches.
Yeah.
So it's not a small amount.
Yeah. It's a chunk. So,
it's really great, and I actually plan on doing my own of the small version for my house.
It's a super cute stitch.
I have a little dragon statue on my dresser that's a sleeping dragon, and it's really cute. And I just want my cross stitch to be on. I have where it will be framed staged.
Okay, so you're like, I know exactly where this is going.
It's one of those thingies that's like a little stand with the clippy at the top. And then I just want to fray the edges of the fabric. So I have the whole vision in place. And then there's a candle right beside it that I have a remote control to turn on and off. So it'll be a whole cute piece.
Yeah.
Eventually. That's a future start.
That's future, yeah.
Okay, so then the other one that's not pictured is a Christmas deer. Picture.
Magic.
I stitched this as a Christmas ornament. I started it for Christmas in July. And I gave it to my boss, Sandy, for Christmas.
She's a Christmas girl.
And it's a vintage deer. She really likes those old, I think they're from the 30s, 40s, or I don't know. They're from a decade. That's way long ago.
They're from Classic Americana.
Yes.
There we go.
Vermont Country Store still sells them, though.
Yeah.
So it's the vintage deer style. It's the big head, and they're really cute. Anyway, the little ornament was really cute to do, and it had a little mistletoe with it. So I stitched that and gifted it to her.
Who's that by,
My notes don't show.
Oh, yeah, they don't.
They don't show, and it wasn't in Pattern Keeper.
We'll find out.
So I'm so sorry.
I'll stick it on. I'll stick it on the picture or something.
Some notes, Lauren. Okay, so I have sure I got these. Oh no, I think I'm missing one. I don't know. Oh no, I put 2 in one bag. That's how I'm not missing one. Okay, so this is 2 projects in one bag. And my friend ordered a whole bunch of crap from Shein, and I use those bags when I don't have nice fabric bags for things.
Hey, they seal nicely.
They do. And there's no floss to lose for these, because the other thing I do is if a project uses a floss that is in another project, I just rob the project.
You gotta rob. I do that all the time.
So,
right now, I'm stitching on one, and like half the colors are in another project. So I just have 2 of them out. I just have 2.
Enchanted Forest by Una Buena. Every single color for this is in another project. And I tell you, the day I finish Knitted Chicks, all my other projects are going to be so happy.
That is a very colorful pattern. It has a lot.
It has every color that I need for all the others. So Una Buena, this is just a little ghosty terrarium. There's like
cute.
A branch with some leaves and 2 ghosts. It's super cute. And I'm color subbing like crazy on this because then I didn't have all the colors. I'm just making it up.
Yeah. You're much better at color subbing. Well, I can't see color very well, so that's my excuse for not.
Yeah, I mean, I just make it up. I'm just like, oh, that called for start weight. How about 3865?
Yeah. That's good enough. Yeah.
Sometimes it gets me in trouble, which I'll show you. Oh no, I fixed it. I can't show you. Never mind. But anyway, sometimes it does get you in trouble.
Yeah.
So then this was also in the same bag, and this is Deadly Fright Shade, which this one needs the.
I don't have a board anymore.
I don't know if I can hold my book up. Ooh.
Yeah, there you go.
There
You see
you
a
go.
little better.
So that's Deadly Fright Shade, and that is by Noctiflora Designs, and it's an eyeball plant.
I remember this one. Yeah.
And I didn't have the colors; they were in another project, or I needed to order colors, and so I at one point just had just a few stitches in this green, which is in another project of mine, and then I finally got some of the other colors, found them, and I started filling in. So this one is 327, and then the Enchanted Forest is at 285. So they are the 2 projects that I didn't hit 500 minimum for.
Gotcha.
And it's just those 2.
The okay.
I hate this fabric.
Yeah, it's definitely like that kind of plasticky cashel linen, but it's such an odd color. Like I'm trying to. It's
charcoal. It was marketed as charcoal.
It's a charcoal gray, but like you put this hot green on there, and it looks like almost like a gray green. It's so pretty. Yeah. Like it's completely transparent, but it is really pretty.
It's going to be such a pain to frame it because of that transparency.
Yeah.
So this is cashel linen. This is what this is. Because I like the cashel linen that I get from Four Seasons.
It's the weave is cashel linen, but the
I don't know what things mean.
I don't know what that plasticiness is either, but I
hate it.
I don't like it either.
That's what's in the Day of the Wind, the Valentine's Day project, and I really hate stitching on this fabric. So it's I know it's in Witchelt, a lot of Witchelt, because that's what the Day in the Wind is stitched on. I don't know if it's all Witchelt.
Yeah, I don't know what the difference. I'm sure it's the material that they're weaving, but it's weird to stitch on.
But yeah,
and it's super transparent. And
don't love that. Like you fold it over and it bounces back.
Yeah,
I much prefer a lugana.
Yeah,
I love lugana feels like fabric to me.
It's like the other end of the super crunchy aida. It's like super bouncy weave.
Yeah,
it's an odd,
but it's not all linen because there's nice linen.
Yeah.
Sorry if I was mean about fabric.
I mean, this is a stitchy community. They know what we're talking about. They're like, I don't like that either.
So
maybe they love it. Maybe we've just offended a lot of people.
Well, everybody has their own preferences. So we're on number 18, and this is another one that I don't have because I couldn't find it today. It is a fully stitched piece. It's called Santa Moon. It's in the Just Cross Stitch 2023 magazine, and it is just a half moon shaped Santa face.
It's cute.
It is cute, and I started and finished it in November.
That's nice. Is Christmas stitching coming up is nice.
Yeah.
Makes it very motivating to do ornaments and stuff like that.
And I've always done Christmas in July, and I love that because I use Christmas in July and that's just, I don't know if there's a stitching like oh, in Christmas in July, you do this.
Mm-hmm.
I just use July as any new starts in July are Christmas themed. And I use it to usually start something new for me and something new that is a gift.
Right.
And I focus on the gift stitch, so which is usually an ornament, and I get it done in July. So then come Christmas time, I at least have one
thing
my
is off your
main
plate.
projects off my plate. This is
that same stuff.
But it is less of the stuff.
It's less of the stuff.
Still
but it's still
it
the
though.
stuff.
This one is also definitely a witchelt.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if it's that brand or not. I haven't experimented enough. But this is Christmas Cake by Barbara Anna.
Love me some Barbara Anna.
It calls for stark weight. I don't know if we can maybe do this. Get out of there. Let me just drop things. I don't know if we can make it focus.
Yeah, it's okay.
So it calls for stark white, and I'm using 3865. And in person, I think you can see the stitching.
Yeah.
But
you can see it here too. It's just not as obvious.
On the camera, it does blend in with the fabric, and I do see like when I stitch on this in like daylight light bulbs.
Yeah.
I don't see it as well for some reason.
Really?
Yellow light, it does.
It picks up okay because it's probably toning the pink down a little bit.
Yes, but then also the like natural daylight. Of course, I can see it.
Right.
But daylight light bulbs for some reason I'm like where's the hole?
And I'm like, is this the one where you switched your whites halfway through?
Yes.
And actually,
that's the thing I was going to talk about is so it calls for stark white, and again keeping two projects in the same bag. Made a mistake. So down here at one point in this trunky area of the tree, I had two different colors.
In the base of the cake plate?
Yes. I had two different shades of white, but I did fix that, so...
I think we were at a Stitch and Bitch. And
in natural daylight.
And somebody goes, is it meant to be like that? And she goes, no, shut up.
I'm just like, I don't know, I can't see my house light. I'm also having some visual struggles because I'm working with my eye doctor to figure out glasses to contacts. And they want me to switch to contacts for better vision, but the right eye, I'm having issues focusing.
Yeah.
Because I have a really bad stigmatism.
That's miserable.
So it's been a trial, and it's also been like, okay, they called me to come pick up and I couldn't pick up, and then at one point they gave away my glasses to somebody else. Somebody picked them up. I don't know who.
Okay.
And so, there was just like this whole back and forth with them. That was kind of frustrating, but it is all worked out now. I'm in trials, and I do have follow-up to go and just talk about where these trials are.
That's and a lady at work recently switched from regular glasses to bifocals, and she's literally like, I cannot read. Like, I am struggling to read because to get my eyes to be exactly through where I need to be on the glasses,
it's right on that line, probably.
And they're like transitional bifocals, so there's not like a hard line where you're like, now I am seeing correctly. It's like, gotta find it.
Yeah. Jason has transitionals, and he said it took him a while to adjust to it.
Yeah.
So you will eventually get it, and I want to try to, with these contacts, to get readers and see if readers will help, because I am struggling when I wear the contacts and I stitch on anything that's not 14 count.
Oh, so if it's any kind of
28 count, I'm struggling a little bit.
Oh, interesting.
If I have a stitch in place and I can kind of guide myself off a stitch,
you're fine.
I'm fine.
But that's so much work. That's so much like
and
mental...
it has to be an even weave. If it's a linen where things are not always even, I struggle. And so I find myself like, I can't see, so I put that project away. Yeah. And then I stitch on a nice, cheesy 14 count.
Yeah. I mean, a chunky 14 count is pleasant to stitch on.
So we're at 20? Okay. So this is another Lola Chrome. This is a massive one, you know.
I love me
because I had to go big. It goes this way. This is Haunted Library. And the only color that I had for it.
More gothy stitches. Black is all you need.
If you need tips for cross-stitching on a budget, I'm your girl. Pick a piece that maybe the pattern's $15 and you have the fabric for, and you're like, ooh, but all that floss. Just pick the black. Stitch all the black.
Yep. Those gothy stitchers, they are helpful.
They are. Yeah. So I stitched all the black.
They're just giving to all of us all the time.
And this is unknown oatmeal-y type aida, or not aida, even weave from 4 Seasons. So, Do you identify this one?
I can no. Oatmeal, good God.
Oatmeal.
Everything is oatmeal or ivory.
I was just...
No, thank you.
So, and this is a bag that I made.
Super cute.
Little kitties.
Pumpkin kitties.
Okay.
Yeah,
Now
I'm gonna commission some
I
of those
have
bags.
no more stuff. No, I have one. The big one. Okay.
Okay. Wait, what's this one?
Oh, that's the last of the Christmas ones. So this was the only thing I worked on in December, pretty much. This is an advent calendar that is it even in the book?
I don't even see it in the book. Yeah, I was like, what is this?
I thought I added it, but maybe I didn't.
So is this 28? Actually?
I think it's in the book. I think, oh, it is. Advent calendar. It's in the middle.
Croquette to Go-Go.
Croquette Go-Go is the design. That's why I was struggling. I'm like, I don't know how to say it. Help me. So this is her advent calendar, and I bought myself, this was my advent calendar that I bought for myself this year, and I knew that I wasn't going to be able to stitch like one every day, because they're little chunky stitches.
Yeah, they are.
But they're super cute, and I'm going to keep working on these. And they'll be on different colored fabric because this was just the last of...
Hey, it's a good scrap user.
Some 18 count Aida that I had lying around.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just really enjoyed stitching on this. And I subbed all kinds of colors. I was just like, oh, I need a green. I need 2 shades of green. Okay. I need a red.
I like Croquette Go-Go. She does some really...
cute stuff.
Yeah. Very whimsical.
Yeah.
She's whimsical.
So that was one. No idea what the stitch count is because it's not in Pattern Keeper. Oh, the Haunted Library I did 618 stitches on.
Not bad.
So yay. And then this one.
Do you want to do this last one before you go into that big one?
Oh, well, I don't have it with me because, so I do have one project that I put on here. I put a lot of stitches in it. I think I put 257 stitches, which is such a weird number to just know. But I stitched on this. It's Autumn Mushrooms by Punachka. I love her designs.
Yeah.
And I stitched on it, but I stitched on it on real linen fabric, not cross-stitch linen fabric.
Oh, I've done that.
And things were out of whack at one point, and it was just so bad. It wasn't fixable. It ruined the project. And it's a small stitch. I will redo it. It's just 3 little purpley mushrooms in rain, and it's cute. And I love a mushroom. Was a whip that I worked on, and then I frogged it.
And then you frogged it. I stitched on when I first started. I don't know what.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know there was
like. I thought it was. No, it's upstairs. Never mind.
Which one?
Wasn't it Light by Barbara Anna? Was that?
Yes, Light by Barbara Anna. Yeah. I did on. I just went to Joann's, like when I first started cross stitching. I bought a Just Cross Stitch magazine.
Oh, linen. Everybody stitches on linen.
Everybody stitches on. It said in the magazine like stitched on 28 count linen. I was like, I don't know what counts are. I don't know how to do any of this. And for some reason, didn't Google it. Just started buying stuff. And so I just went to Joann's and bought like a 1/4 yard of linen fabric that I could see the threads. Like, you know, that was like obvious to me that it was. And I started stitching on it. And I was insane. Like, I nearly put the whole hobby down originally because I was like, what are people doing? How do they do this?
How does linen work? Yeah.
Oh, you buy cross-stitch specific fabric. Oh.
And thank goodness I didn't have to learn all that crap. And I was able to learn everything from you. Because figuring out cross-stitch from Google is very difficult.
It's weirdly difficult. It's weirdly unclear. I mean, I'm sure there's someone that's put together a really nice tutorial.
There seems like there's a lot of, like, grab away Aida.
Yeah.
Just grab away Aida.
And if you're, like, outside of, like, doing the kits from Walmart, but before you're, like, really into it.
Before you go to your first real needle shop.
Right. You're kind of lost. And so... But then I did actually finish a couple projects on that linen. I had it for a long time because I bought like a 1/4 yard. And
I don't know how you did it. This was so bad.
I don't know either, but I did finish a wreath of leaves for someone. It was supposed to be circular, and when it was
Fall of the Patriarchy.
Yeah, the Fall of the Patriarchy was
on
that.
That was on that.
Oh, it was on that, and it was very tiny, and because I think I stitched it 1/1.
Yeah.
And it was. But by the time it was done, it was oval. because the weave was not even.
Yeah.
It was oval.
And that's what was happening with mushrooms, and it was very obvious the mushroom shape was distorted.
Yeah.
So
I can see that.
I just cut the fabric out, and I'm like, okay, I might be able to use this for embroidery, but this is not.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird how there's like that fine line of what's actually usable.
Well, I mean, cross stitch, you make an X, you need a square. Like, you need that even square. And like linen, I mean, even with weird weaves, it all works out somehow magically.
It is at least not so distorted that you are like, holy moly.
That is upside down.
They are at least going for, 18 stitches an inch or whatever. They're at least aiming for that. Whereas like, why would they aim for that with just a bolt of fabric? But anyway, we learned.
We learned. Okay, so this is the last project. This was technically started in, I think, 22 or 23.
I can look up a page. I can't. Pages are hard. Oh my God. 22.
Okay. This is Dark Queen of the Earth.
Oh,
and this is by Autumn Lane. And I don't remember at this point which parts are all the parts that I stitched this year. You know what I mean? So I don't...
Right, you're like, because part 9, but who knows which one is part 9.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. So I did put in my drawing jar, I put each part that I had not yet started in there. And so then if it came up in the month, I shot for 25 stitches in that part. So I know like the shoulders was one part, but I think the neck and head are a different part. And the branch is a part, but the flower is not the same. And I think this over here.
Yeah, this was a complex whip or a complex sal.
This is a very difficult sal, I think. But she is going to be gorgeous. She's coming a long way.
Amazing.
I've decided to do like the very first face, and I did put some stitches in that face. The face is hard. I had to frog some, and I've gone back and forth, and there's parts that I can't see because patterns are hard to read. But she's coming. I've got, most of an arm. So somewhere, I think over here on this other page, I wrote all of her stats. So I put 2,400 stitches in her in 2024. She is at approximately 43% complete. I say approximately because the way they did this is not all parts are actually in Pattern Keeper, because Autumn Lane didn't start putting the parts in Pattern Keeper until like partially through the sal. So I can't measure everything accurately, but
Send it to me. I'll put it in there.
I am sending it to you because I have thrown in the towel on their paper charts and confusing emails and stuff that have gone along with this sal. So I've made my choices of what I want to stitch. I really like the flowers. You could do flowers or orbs.
That was the other thing. It had a lot of variability that you could choose from.
2 different faces. There's an additional hair pack that you can buy. There's 2 different skin tones. There was branchy brown or like the green. The outfit, there were no choices. The only choice on the outfit was her breast could be bare or not. And
it's a beautiful style. And I love Autumn Lane's style.
I do.
Like they have a very beautiful stylized design.
It's very nice. They do like graphic design is his profession.
Yeah.
And then he turns those graphic designs into patterns, and that is something that is very pretty.
Yeah. And I think he does it, or they do it. I know they're a couple, and I don't know where the work is split exactly. Like he's the designer,
she's the stitcher, so he doesn't fully understand how to take
it to a pixel art.
I don't want to talk poorly about him because
No.
I don't know what he understands. But it seems that when I've heard them talk, it sounds like she does the stitching, and then she's like, "Oh, this isn't working."
Right.
And then he has to go back to the drawing board.
Right, because a perfectly, especially something very curvy and thing, doesn't 100% perfectly translate to pixel art the way it needs to. So she's like the test stitcher of his designs, and it's gorgeous. Like, and even making it into a design is like, I think they do that very well. Like what you end up with looks the way you want it to look. But I have heard, I've heard from you, but I've also seen other people talking about like the administration part of it seems like they struggle with.
Yeah. They
so
could use an admin assistant for sure. An organized person, I think.
But you can't knock the results.
Yeah, and I mean,
especially on this fabric.
I forgot to talk about the fabric is the called for Nightshade by Under the Sea Fabrics. I chose 28 count Lugana opalescent, so there is
the shimmer and the
camera. Yeah, the camera does pick up the shimmer on this one.
Oh, it's
dark
dark
enough. Nice shimmer.
Yeah.
And it's been she has been a beast to work on.
Yeah, she's big.
She's really big. She's way bigger than I thought. Like I just feel like I never understand how big these
I'm bad at that too.
And I'm like, she is ginormous. Like I am looking at the Mirabilia that I'm stitching and I'm like, well, she's not going to be that big. And she's considered like, so there's the whole category of fancy lady. I put this in fancy lady.
I put that in fancy lady, yeah.
She's like one of the biggest fancy ladies. Like I don't see like a lot of the Mirabilias and Nora Corbett's. I see a lot of people stitching Nora Corbett's because they're just a little easier, a little less detailed than a Mira. And it just seems like they're, not all ginormous. Like there's just a lot of like mid-size, and I just was completely shocked by how
you get the fabric out and you're like,
what? How big is she? Surely I'm gonna be able to get like 5 more projects out of this. No, she is ginormous.
Yeah.
So she counted for 6 parts of what I stitched on there. Counted for the 35 for 35. Taking us to a total of 27, but arguably 35.
Arguably, like, yeah, 35 or 37.
Yeah.
Because if you count her as parts, and you count the Halloween banner as parts, then why on earth wouldn't you count? Yeah. Just because you had it started a little bit.
And I started the Dark Queen before, too. I don't know why my brain did that, like, no, this one doesn't count.
This one doesn't count.
But it should have.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I did keep up with it as the weeks came out, and all the way up through September, when I went to Maine, I didn't stitch before or after Maine. So I barely stitched at all in September. I knit in September.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so I think that leaves us with, are we moving on to goals? I'm sure you've shown everything, right?
No, I have a couple things.
Oh.
So I have another little mini finish.
I did not know this.
So I finished up completely. This was Jackalope, and I finished it up completely. So these are all by Stitch Crypt. They were her Patreon series for 2024, and I finished them all in 2024, and I'm so happy. So now comes the finishing of them. And then they will move to my other book. How did I have this? I don't know.
Here.
Over there.
Okay.
No, because you'll throw it on your pile.
I won't throw it in my pile. My pile is organized chaos.
So I will show off. Hang on, I'll show off my thingy. Something fell. So this is my everyday stitch book. And I have all my, don't look at that first page because that's a temporary page. I have all of my projects with their tabs. So if it's an open project, it is in here. This is my everyday stitch book. So
I wish I could figure this out.
Oh, I love it. I love it, love it, love it.
I've sold this.
So thank you. So if it's all the way till it's fully finished, like in a frame, then it gets moved. So when it gets moved to, I'll have to show you something else too in that. It gets moved to the year project. So this is my 2024 project book. So when a project is fully finished, if it started in the year 2024, it goes in here. And then I have
when you say fully, do you mean framed?
Framed, everything.
Oh, okay.
So it stays in the live book until it is completely done. And then it goes to its year. And then I have a collection of the whole year.
I really like these binders.
They're $12 on Amazon.
But I like them.
Yeah.
I like their pockets.
Yeah, they're nice. And so I have one for 2023. That all I need in it is Greenhouse of Oddities.
So even if you fully finish something that you started in 23 in 24, you put it in.
I put it in the 2023 book.
Okay.
Yeah. So it'll go in the 2023 book, and that'll be everything that I started in 2023, and it'll be complete. So like my 2022 book is complete now. I don't have anything hanging out from
Okay.
2022.
I'm like years behind you.
Yeah. Well, I just did that. I mean, I literally got
I know Sarah said you finished one recently.
Tea Time. Tea Time was hanging out from 2022. So Tea Time is done, and now 2022 can be a closed book.
I need to close 2021.
Yeah.
And I will close one project of 21 in January.
Yeah.
Knitted chickens.
Yeah.
They have been over my head for too long.
So I think I showed on here. So I have a page for each of the cryptids, of course. But I had, where is Bigfoot? So I had started Bigfoot. This is my Bigfoot page. Sasquatch.
Oh.
And I did not have a single thing in anything that I had that had a good Bigfoot on it. So I finally got my shit together and printed out a Bigfoot. And so there's Bigfoot.
How do you not?
I know.
Do you just like, you get every other cryptid but Bigfoot because Bigfoot's too big?
I don't know. Like Sarah, even through Sarah's stuff, we just didn't have anything with, I had a couple things that had a Bigfoot on it, but it was like either half of his body and I wanted like a full standing. I kind of wanted him in the walk pose, the famous pose. But either he was like half done or...
I like the footprint with the silhouette inside. That's like one of my favorite ways.
Yeah, that's a good one. And then the other one was Jackalope, which I didn't have any Jackalope stuff for.
Okay, but
So,
reasonable.
I finally got my Jackalope page done. So there's my Jackalope. And on the back, I had this cool picture of the canyons. And I put some awesome antlers on there that I got.
I like those antlers.
So the Jackalope is done. So, got that all done. And I'm being told our deadline is approaching. So, the other thing I have is 2 new starts since I last saw y'all. And...
This is the book from when we first started the podcast.
Oh, that's amazing.
I just added to it. Ooh.
So this was
saw
my...
this one on Instagram.
This was my blessing sampler. I started on January 1st. You started on January 1st and you put the last stitch in on January 31st. This is Know Thyself by... Oh, who is this by? Blackwood and Briar on Etsy. She only has like 2 or 3 patterns. And I struggled getting this one kitted up. But I'm actually pretty pleased with how it's going.
Did you not
and it's
find the colors or?
It's the it's that same weird
see-through
shell thing.
I like that.
So, there it is.
Look at that.
Got a good start on it. I think she either stitched it up herself and then tried to back work herself into what she had done. Because the colors were just like, the colors she listed were not...
The colors that...
Like, I bought the colors she listed, which were disparate. They weren't like, oh, I used Gentle Arts or I used Weeks Dye Works. They were from all over, including some that had been discontinued.
Oh, okay.
Like colors that were like limited editions.
Yeah.
But she listed them as though you could buy them, and you kind of can't. But then also, they like didn't match. Like one color she listed was supposed to be a pinky color, and it was very clearly like brown and gray. It wasn't pink at all. Like the colors for, I'll put the picture back up. The colors for the flowers was like brown. And that's very obviously like an orchid pink of some kind.
Huh.
And so I just like, so Sarah and I sat down with my stash and just like made colors to get close to what I wanted to look like. And I wasn't going to do it on black, but after I got the colors picked, it just looked really, really good on black.
Yeah.
So got that started, and I'll get that finished up so it can be put the last stitch in on the 31st. And supposedly it's supposed to be like good luck for your stitching of like frog, you know, way less frogging and way more blah, blah, blah. But I don't know if I believe in all that, but it is a fun little tradition.
I think that's really cute.
And the other one in my awesome bag somebody made me.
I did sew that bag.
Was Goblin Market, which I have been planning to start. This is by Patricia Andrell, I think is how you say her last name. It's an old pattern that I had to buy. I bought it from Elizabeth's Needlework on Etsy. And then I had to put it in Pattern Keeper because I couldn't stand it.
Yeah.
And it's an older pattern from probably
90s.
the 90s. Super cute though. Oh my God, look at that little goblin guy. And there's my little start.
Get that face in there. Cover our faces.
His little face. Oh my gosh. Cover our faces.
Well, so his face looks really good.
It does look really good. So I got started. I wanted to actually start up here, but I couldn't quite figure out the math.
The margins.
I couldn't quite figure it out. So I started in the middle, but that means I get to see him really quickly.
Yeah.
He's super cute. I'm working on his ugly pumpkin that he's got next to him. And yeah.
Oh, that's cute. I love him.
I'm doing this on 16 count wild mint aida from, I think it's Atomic Ranch. Yes, I am looking at the tag. Atomic Ranch Fabrics.
Nice.
Don't fold it that way, Lauren. He's going to get wrinkled. So yeah, this has been super fun. I probably started him in the last like 2 or 3 days. And it's just fun to work on. And so I'll finish a part. So like I finished his hat and I did the back stitching on the hat. I finished his face. I did the back stitching on his face. Because it's very kind of like clearly like you're working on a fruit. You're working on a thing. So it's kind of easy to do that.
That's how I'm doing the Halloween banner is every like when I finish the ghost, I will go through and do all the back stitching for the ghost. When I did the Eye of Newt area, I did the snail first because it's small, but then I did the newt and then the letters. Yeah. As I finished them.
Yeah. That's helpful so you're not doing so much back, especially on a large project like that.
Oh, like, I did not keep up with back stitching on the Lola Crow.
I know
it's going to make me
it's
so
gonna bite
sad.
you. It's gonna bite you.
Oh my gosh. And it's so many different colors. Oh my gosh. We're just not talking about that.
So that's all I have though. I started 2 new starts. One of my goals for 2025 is to start at least 2 starts every month. And I'm doing Mania this year, but I'm going to do weekly Mania, not daily Mania. Okay. I can't do daily. I will die. So I'll do a new start every week of May.
So deciding that is probably really smart because then you can plan for it. You might even be able to have the projects that you want kitted up.
Kitted up, yeah, that's kind of...
Because I didn't have any of mine kitted up.
Yeah.
And trying to do 35 projects and make time to kit them up.
Yeah.
And then realizing I don't have the budget for 35 brand new projects on fancy fabric and scrambling to figure out, like, do I really want this pattern on Aida? Because that's what I have.
Right, this beautiful pattern that I've chosen on white crunchy Aida.
Because I don't have a huge stash of fabric. Right. I think I have less than 10 different colors of fabric right now. And so they're obviously not going to fit a lot of things. And I was constantly like, oh, how do I stretch this project into this?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's so much.
So I'll try to be a little more prepared.
I'm sure you can handle it with all your notebooks and organization.
So yeah, that's what I've got. And we kind of sprinkled goals in there. And it was super nice to catch up and see your giant project that now you've got whips for at least a year to work on.
For days. So.
But is that going to stop you from starting new?
No, absolutely not. No, so
we can't.
I mean, like my overall goals for 25 is just to finish, like, I don't want to slow down on the progress that I've already made on these whips because some of them I have put a ton of progress into. And I see like, oh, this is close to a finish. So as a general rule, if I hit 80%, I finish. I focus on that.
Yeah.
If I hit 50%, I try to push myself, but I'm not like aggressive about it.
It's like I'm shifting into high gear, I'm putting the pedal down.
I get aggressive at 80.
Yeah.
And then I have key pieces. Like I want Dark Queen to hit 50%. I want Knitted Chicks fully finished. I want the Anniversary 2 pieces to finish this year, and they're both small, and so they're all doable. Yeah. I'm trying really hard not to set like 35. Yeah. Or like I'm not gonna say like 25 finishes for 25. I'm not gonna do anything like that.
Right.
It sounds cute.
Sounds cute.
But
yeah, I'm going to try and be, I've really enjoyed the smalls, so I'm going to keep that up. It does make me feel like I'm making a ton of progress and being very productive.
Yeah, I'm looking at your giant book of finishes, and I'm feeling kind of jelly because all I have are like, I have 3 ornaments and one piece, one that's bigger than that.
But I like how you picked out, like, you're like, okay, these are my kind of like attention ones for 2025. And then if you start new or work on something else, great, but those are the ones I'm going to kind of prioritize.
And I'm going to do like little challenges. Like I do like Christmas in July, so I'll start something then. I like Valentine's Day, so I will be either starting a new or I have an idea of when I might start for V-Day, but I also have whips that are very Valentine's oriented, so I will work on those.
Little seasonal stuff.
But I'm very inspired by like the season and like life events.
I know, I'm really bad about stitching ahead of. Like in Halloween, I want to be stitching Halloween.
No, I'm not going to be stitching ahead. It's
yeah,
January. Valentine's Day is the 14th. Like, if I needed to be ahead, I'd be doing it now.
Yeah.
I am, on Valentine's Day, I will be working on a Valentine's Day stitch. So,
exactly.
I don't know. It just, I'll pick a new challenge whenever I hear about one.
Yeah, exactly.
And I do like the 12 by 12 at the end of the year. Which
yeah.
I have turned into whatever Devynn wants.
Whatever Devynn wants.
But 12 by 12 is supposed to be for 1 hour on New Year's Eve or whatever day you choose, because I don't always do it actually on New Year's Eve. But for 1 hour, you start a new project. You start 12 new projects. Every hour leading up to the new year, you just stitch with a timer on, and then you switch.
Okay.
To the next one. I have always, like when I first heard about this, I was like, ooh, 12 new starts. That's overwhelming. So I'm like, I'll work on 12 whips.
Yeah.
And so I did that last year because I didn't have a million whips. And then I tried to do it this year. I tried to do 12 by 12 this year. It took me 4 days with alarms. And I mean, like, I stopped for dinner. I watched a movie with Jason. And I didn't stitch through all that. So, it just...
That's fun. That sounds fun though. Like set a timer, switch.
I like that. And I have actually done that in the middle of the year too, to just keep making sure I'm touching all my whips at some point.
That is, to touch everything. Yeah, that makes sense. Because I can let a project languish.
35, I don't know if I will be doing that as much, but I will thin the herd down and then see. Yeah. So
this was super fun.
It was fun.
I'm glad we did this. I'm glad
I like talking about crafty goals.
Yes. So I will be back in a month to do a little update and have fun. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me for a little while and showing off your projects. And
enjoy my chaos.
Yeah. I got a whip parade. Someone had to do a whip parade for me because I wasn't going to be able to do one. So
a whip parade. You want to see chaos?
All right. Well, bye guys. Have a wonderful day.